Are you starting or growing a contracting business? Imagine getting $250,000 or more in business credit and funding to be able to grow your company. Hey, it's Crandall here, CEO of Credit Suite. And look, let's be honest, it might not be the easiest thing that you've experienced in the past to get the money you need to launch a contracting business. Well, I'm about to fix that right now. I have helped thousands of contractors get credit and financing to be able to start and grow. And I'm going to teach you today the secret formula where you can do exactly the same thing. By the end of this training, you're going to know how to get business credit for your business. You're going to know how to set your business up where you are funding ready, where lenders are chasing you with pre-screened offers. You're going to know the types of financing that work perfect for contractors and the kind of funding you can really get approved for right now. I mean, you're going to leave with a blueprint, a roadmap to success with getting the money you need to either start a contracting business or to significantly scale the contracting business that you already have. Look, we got a lot to cover, so let's dive in. Look, you already know it's difficult and expensive to be able to start and grow a contracting business. There's a lot of things you have to get involved. You have to talk about employees and hiring the right people. You have to have insurance because of the high risk tasks those team members are actually doing. You have to get the supplies. You have to rent or buy equipment, oftentimes heavy equipment. You have to spend a lot of money on tools and many other things before you even get the business off the ground. And if you're doing this at scale, it can be hundreds of thousands of dollars or even seven figures or more to really grow the business that you want to, the one that truly gives you financial freedom. And you probably already know along the way, as you've tried to get the credit, as you try to get the financing, you've run into a lot of roadblocks. There's a lot of confusion about what to apply for, what you'll get approved for. And you might not even be getting the approvals you want or getting approvals for the amount of money you want or the terms that you want. It's exhausting. So let's fix all of that right now. Look, there's actually a roadmap to success. And here at Credit Suite, we've been around for over 10 years and helped over 60,000 entrepreneurs, many of them in the contracting industry, actually succeed. So what I'm going to teach you today, it's not principle. It's not theoretical. This is actually what works for contractors to be able to get the money you need to succeed, where you're able to get $250,000 or more. So let's get started in this step-by-step blueprint with step number one. Step number one is you have to set your business up where you are funding ready. Keep in mind, it's so easy to launch a business today. It's so easy that a lot of lenders and credit issuers are skeptical of lending to new businesses. They're looking for a certain set of criteria for you to actually be funding ready, where you look legitimate, where you look credible, where they want to give you money. And here's the cool thing. Once you meet this criteria, you actually start getting pre-screened offers. They start chasing you and pursuing you because you're the exact candidate that they want to lend money to. So how do we get there? Well, we start by setting up our entity the right way. We have an LLC or a corporation. We have an EIN for our actual business. We have a separate bank account and a business license that we can easily get in our county amongst our contractor licenses and other licenses that give us credibility. We want to have a professional website for our business, a professional email address for our business. We don't want to use our home address. We want to use a real business address, even if we get it through a virtual office provider like Alliance Virtual Offices or Opus. We want to have a separate phone number for our business, and it really should be toll free. That goes a long way to give us credibility. And we want to make sure our business is listed in different places online. And most importantly, our business listings all need to be the same, the right spelling of our business name, the address, the phone number, everything needs to be correct and matching from our IRS records to our bank account, actually to our Secretary of State. Look, majority of applications are denied because it looks fraudulent because the lender can't match up all the business information to make sure that business is legitimate. Don't fall into this trap. Make sure that all of your information is congruent. And if you've taken these steps, well, congratulations. You made it through step one. You are now funding ready. And that is the first step before you get any other kind of credit or financing. If you do this one thing, it's going to prevent a lot of denials. So one of our clients came in and got denied for an American Express card and denied for a loan. But then when we fixed just these things, when we made them funding ready, they turned around and got a no limit Amex card and got approved for the same loan they were previously denied for. This will fix a lot of your denial problems right here. And that takes us to step two. Step two, we need to start building business credit. A couple reasons why. First of all, by building business credit, it makes us more lendable. It makes us easier, more attractive to lenders and credit issuers to give our contracting business the money that we actually need. But the other thing is that business credit and business credit alone can actually be used to fund our business. So we can build a credit profile and score and then use that profile and score for the business to kind of fund itself. And this means we don't have to provide personal guarantees as many times when we do on credit cards if we don't have business credit. This means that we're able to get approved easier than if we don't actually have any established business credit financing, and we don't need collateral, we don't need cash flow, we don't need good credit in order to get most types of business credit that are out there. Now, there's two ways to start building initial business credit. Step one is we can actually go through a program called Credit Line Hybrid. Now, with Credit Line Hybrid, we're able to get $50, $100, even $150,000 in credit cards. It's called credit card stacking, and a lot of these credit cards report to the business credit reporting agencies. So they help us build business credit. We can get $50,000 to $150,000 in actual money that we can use. We can even take the cash out of these cards and do it at 0%. So a lot of benefits by actually using the Credit Line Hybrid program, but we need to have 700 type FICO score in order to qualify. It doesn't have to be us. It can be a guarantor, a family member, a friend, another investor, but you need to have somebody that's a signer that has that kind of credit to get this type of financing. Now, there's an alternative that requires no personal credit check, no guarantee, no revenue, no collateral, and that is called starter vendors. Now, starter vendors are like vendors that will give us credit when we have none, and they report that credit to a business credit reporting agency. So some examples here are Granger, Uline, CEO Creative. They sell swag, and these companies sell outdoor supplies, shipping supplies, stuff that we legitimately need for our contracting business anyways. So now we can get credit lines for the stuff that we need to buy, and those credit lines report to the business credit reporting agencies. It doesn't matter if we choose Credit Line Hybrid or starter vendors. What matters is that we get about 3 accounts on our business credit profiles. This gives us trade lines. This gives us business credit profile. This gives us business credit scores. And those things can then be used to continue to build business credit and to make it easier to get financing. And that's the next step of the process. Now we want to continue to build more business credit. And this is the fun part of the entire process, because about 30 days into the process, we start getting no personal guarantee, no personal credit check, credit at like most major retailers, fuel stations as well. So now we're able to fuel our vehicles, repair our vehicles, maintain our vehicles. Now we're able to come in and get credit at places like Home Depot and Lowe's and Labor Ready and Floors and Decor and many, many, many other sources that sell the type of stuff we need for the contracting business. This is the stuff where we're actually be able to buy equipment and rent equipment. This is the kind of places that we're going to be able to get tools and get the supplies and everything that we need. And a lot of these credit cards are $10,000 to $50,000 at these individual locations. And again, we're able to get it without guarantees, without credit checks, without revenue, without collateral, without cash flow verification. So all the things that are needed for most kind of loans, we're able to get at this stage. And this funds a large part of what we need to be able to expand or even launch our initial contracting business. Now, as we continue to build business credit, now we'll get auto financing. We'll be able to get Visa card, MasterCard, American Express, or what's known as universal credit. And we're able to get all of this without guarantees and credit checks, which can fund a large part of our contracting business and get us closer and closer, if not above the $250,000 mark. Look, we've had multiple clients get over $1 million in business credit alone. We've had a lot of our contractor clients get multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars that they've used to be able to expand the business in this stage alone. But this stage isn't enough. Now we need to get other kind of financing. And at this point, a lot of other financing starts to become available because we start to have a credit profile. We start to have a credit score. We're becoming funding ready. So even if we don't have good personal credit or we've been denied for other kind of financing, now is the point where other types of loans become available, including equipment financing, equipment leasing. This is where we're able to come in and actually buy the heavy equipment or the larger pieces of equipment that we need. We're able to get micro loans up to $50,000, SBA loans. We're able to get term loans. We're able to get revenue lending and MCA. And if we have any kind of assets in the business, like equipment we already own, then we're able to leverage that to be able to get other kind of financing. Now is where all these other types of loans and credit lines become available for us. Now we compound that kind of financing with the business credit, and now we're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars to fund the business. We're all getting a lot of it that reports to the business credit reporting agencies. We're creating a history for lenders and credit issuers to see of us getting money and using this money. That makes us even more appealing for more lenders and more credit issuers to want to give us more. And now it just compounds and you have the ability to rapidly scale the business. Of course, you need to be responsible. You've got to use credit and financing and debt responsibly. You have to keep in mind that the largest publicly and privately owned companies in this country have used debt to get to where they are. And this is the responsible way to do it, where you're building a credit profile score along the way. You're using the business credit profile for the business to fund itself. Then you're strategically using personal guarantees to get the kind of loans like SBA loans and credit lines to be able to get even more capital to radically and exponentially scale the amount of money that you're getting for your contracting business. Whew. There's the roadmap. We became funding ready. We built business credit and used that for the business to fund itself. And we started tapping into all this other kind of financing we can get to grow the business. So what's your next steps? There's two you should take right now. Go to creditsuite.com/EIN. This is my step-by-step business credit building guide. This has been downloaded over 1 million times. It's known as the Bible of business credit building. And it will give you more starter vendors and more details on the exact steps to be able to successfully build business credit. And the second step is, well, did you get value from this training? If you did get value from this training, then take the second step by smashing the like button and subscribing, because then you'll get notified as I release more content, more training that will help you along the way to getting money. So make sure that you like and subscribe, and keep your eye out for my next training where I talk about more cool ways to get the money you need for your contracting business.